History on Capitol Hill earlier today. The House vote was almost unanimous, release all of the Epstein files. That vote was 427 to 1. Soon after, Senate Majority Leader John Thune saying that he will fast-track the bill in his chamber. That lightning speed coming after months of stagnation on the bill, but Epstein survivors never gave up, and today they watched the vote together. Scripps News national correspondent Alex Miller spent a lot of time talking to the victims. And Alex, how are they feeling about the speed of today's developments?
Well, I think they are a little bit relieved, but they are also skeptical after the decades that they have waited to see this kind of justice. They know it's still potentially a long road ahead, and there's a vigil set to get underway any minute now in one of the House office buildings with members of Congress honoring this day. And ahead of the vote on earlier today, they expressed frustration that it has taken this long to get here, that there was a member of Congress that had to wait 49 days to be sworn in because of this vote, many believe. And so there was frustration earlier today, but also some new ideas. Some of these survivors have said that they are going to put together an initiative, a nonpartisan initiative, to help rewrite laws to help victims just like themselves. It's been decades since Jeffrey Epstein laid his hands on these women or allowed other men to do so.
This was me at 14 years old.
This was me at 17 years old.
On Capitol Hill Tuesday, his survivors spoke with force about his abuse and against a government they say allowed him to live unscathed for so long.
We are exhausted from surviving the trauma and then surviving the politics that swirl around it.
This is not an issue of a few corrupt Democrats or a few corrupt Republicans. This is a case of institutional betrayal.
More than a dozen women detailed the ways in which 5 administrations ignored their voices. After 4 months of pressure, the House of Representatives voting on a bill to compel the Department of Justice to release all files related to Jeffrey Epstein. President Trump, who campaigned on releasing the files himself and could, without this bill, calls it a Democrat hoax.
They are afraid that people will be embarrassed. Well, that's the whole point here.
Trump has turned on one of his most vocal supporters in Congress for signing onto the petition and refusing to get off.
I fought for him for the policies and for America first. And he called me a traitor for standing with these women.
And for the first time, President Trump is very publicly the center of these women's frustration.
I voted for you, but your behavior on this issue has been a national embarrassment.
The president said Monday he'd sign a bill on his desk. Survivors say they are skeptical. And this bill, of course, now heads to the Senate, where, as you mentioned, Senator Thune, Majority Leader Thune, has said that he will fast-track it. Obviously, concerns from both members of Congress who supported this bill early on and the survivors that there could be alterations made to this legislation that would make it take longer. They want to see this handled as soon as possible, Del.
And Alex, there are wide-ranging concerns about Jeffrey Epstein, not only the girls, but also his finances. Where did he get his money? I understand subpoenas have already been issued.
Yes, in just the last couple of minutes, there were some new subpoenas issued. I want to talk about that a little bit. When you think about this, of course, we know about it from the assault and abuse standpoint, but there has been regular commentary from the survivors about the finance aspect of this. Who paid for all of these women to be abused? What money was funneled through which banks? And so that is still a big point of contention, not only for the survivors, but also for the House Oversight Committee, who is investigating. Just in the last couple of minutes, they have subpoenaed J.P. Morgan and Deutsche Bank for Jeffrey Epstein's financial records. They also, though, are requesting that the U.S. Virgin Islands Attorney General respond to certain questions that they have. Obviously, we know Epstein Island is part of the Virgin Islands, and so they say that they want to see documents handed over by the Attorney General there. They have questions about his involvement, financial involvement from the Virgin Islands as well.
Scripps News national correspondent Alex Miller for us on Capitol Hill. Alex, thank you very much.